Oh, Spencer here, coming at you with another figure review. Today we have got the DC Multiverse Trench Warrior Wave from the Aquaman movie Black Manta. Now, please bear with me on this review. It doesn't look like the lights are flickering, but as I showed in my box opening, I was having an issue with that, so I will try to keep an eye on that and prevent that from happening. So I do apologise if you guys ever do see that in this review. So, what do we think of this character? Honestly, for those of you who haven't seen the Aquaman movie, I would strongly recommend it. It has become one of my all-time favourite superhero movies. I really like how they developed this character. I like what they did with him. I liked his overall look. And I thought the film itself was really, really good. But I'd love to know what you think about this movie. So please do let me know in the comments below. So let's have a quick look at the actual packaging. So I can see from the front of the packaging you have a nice bit of the actual character from the movie. Of course, you've got the DC logo there with the Multiverse logo there. Character's name at the top, movie logo there, and then the collect and connect Trench Warrior. So, can't use BAF, I'm guessing. On the side, you have the exact same artwork along with the movie logo and the DC Multiverse logo at the bottom. And on the other side of the packaging, the exact same thing. Looking on the back of the packaging, you can see there's a quick bar there, and we'll take a quick zoom in if anyone wants to pause that. And of course you can see the rest of the figures in this lineup, excluding the exclusives. And these all come part with the build figure of the Trench Warrior. Now this is so far, and right off the bat, my only gripe with this wave. I do not think that the Trench Warrior should be a builder figure. I think they should have been either Black Manta or Orm, or even Mira, the builder figure. And he would just be one of the line. Because you're going to want to army build this guy, and to army build buffs is impossible. Okay, so it sounds like someone's doing some construction outside. I can hear like a pneumatic drill going off. So hopefully, it's quite faint. You guys might not be able to pick that up, but I apologise if you do. I'm just going to try and bear with me and just try and go through it. So let's get this figure out of his box and see how good he really is. Okay, so here we have Black Manta out of his packaging. What do we think? Honestly, it's a really, really cool figure. I currently only have one gripe, one nitpick. We'll go with that. Yeah. Accessory-wise, he comes with his sword, and that's the only actual accessory this character comes with. But he does come with two builder-figure pieces. He comes with the torso for the Trench Warrior, and it also comes with the head for the Trench Warrior. But we'll take a closer look at those when we do actually do the review for the figure. In this light, it's really hard to tell if I'm focused or not, because he's so dark on my screen. Can I turn my brightness up on my screen? Maybe that might help. Oh yeah, that's so much clearer. I had my brightness all the way down on my phone. I couldn't make it out. Okay, so let's go over the gripe straight away. And the only real gripe I have is with his hand. I could not get this sword in his hand without heating it up with a hairdryer first. And that is frustrating. And as you can see, his sword is warped. This one is also warped. It's going to be hard. There you go. But it's not as bad. Now the nitpick is with his ankles. He has ankle pivot, but it's very limited. And we'll go over that when we do articulation. So let's have a quick close-up look at his accessory. Having a closer look at the actual sword, it's literally a solid black with a tiny bit of red around the hilt of the handle. And so I'm trying to prevent those wavy lines. I'm literally holding my lamp up. I'm just going to turn that one off. So hopefully this is good enough. I'm sorry if it's not. I am trying to do my best. But yeah, as you can see, there is some red lines around just here and here. That is the only paintwork on the sword. As you can see, mine is warped slightly, so I will have to warm that up and straighten it. But all in all, some nice overall sculpt. A little bit of almost rubbing just on the tip of the blade. But yeah, I quite like it. Quite a thick handle, which comes to the problem. When you try and put it in his hand for the first time, his thumb is touching the finger, and it's hard plastic, so it just will not stretch open. But now that I've actually put the sword in and warmed it up, it seems to have closed at the correct thing. So I reckon this will go in fine now. Yeah, there you go. So that would be my advice. Heat the hand up, put the sword in, let it cool down, and then you shouldn't have any issues putting the sword in after that. Okay, so let's have a quick close-up look on those details. So have a closer look at those details, but firstly, once again, I'd like to apologise for the roadworks outside. Hopefully it's not coming up too loud on the mic, but if it is, I will re-record this, so I do apologise. But having a quick close-up look at the details on the helmet, you can see they've actually done some different colours of black. The main colour of the suit is like a nice kind of like black with a hint of grey. Then you've got details that highlight, like around the eyes, like around the things on the chest, even the lines on the actual gauntlets, all highlighted in a much more glossier dark black. And those eyes, look how bright those eyes are. That is so comic accurate. It's amazing. I love it. The chest armour is absolutely spectacular. All these hoses, they are a hard plastic, or they're a soft plastic, but they're still quite a firm plastic. The sculpting goes great through to the actual ab crunch, and some nice little red there to highlight the vents there. Great shoulder armour there, and then he's got his thrusters on the back. And there's that nice like red line there down like the spine. I'm not going to explain what that is, you'll have to watch the movie. Nice little kind of armour butt. And then there's some leg armour there. Now, I watched a different reviewer who said that basically he didn't like this. He said it was horrible. Personally, I don't mind it because it kind of looks like he's actually just got a bit of extra padded there underneath his suit. So I don't mind that. And it does help with the articulation. Otherwise, you'd be able to get the leg to probably about there. So I'd much rather have that. And it does just look like armour to me. There's a bit close-up look on the actual blade on his gauntlet. Then going down, his boots look really, really cool, and there's the thrusters in the back. It would have been cool if they included like some little red paint in there and like in there, but that is only when they're being used, so I understand why they didn't. And then his feet here, also really, really armoured, look really, really good, and 2 peg holes at the bottom of the feet. So yeah, all in all, really great sculpt. I can't fault it. So let's have a quick look at the articulation. So I'm going to use the bath torso. I believe, stay standing, his head is going to be similar to this. So it's going to be a peg that will wobble around, but it's very difficult to really show that. So he can pivot from there to there, go back from there, and he kind of wants to go forward, but I feel like I'm bending something in doing that. Rotate around full 360 degrees. Shoulders are on borders, they can go around 360 degrees. You're going to get slightly hindered by that, so you have to go round when you come around. You have to come out as you go round, sorry. They can go out that far, which is really great. Bicep cut, thank you. Single bend in the elbow, which also rotates at the elbow if you really want to use this one instead. It's much stiffer though, I'm not a big fan because it breaks the aesthetic in my opinion. Don't know why they bothered it. Wrist will rotate 360 degrees, and they both have hinges. They can go from there to there. Now, the cover of the gauntlet does kind of go over, so it is going to hinder slightly on that one. And of course, this one you've got the blade in the way. Still move, but just bear that in mind. Now, with this one, you have a hose that goes from the back to the arm, so it is going to hinder that articulation slightly. Not massively, but just be mindful of it, okay? And now go straight to the elbow, not to the arm. He has an ab crunch, which is not great, so only from there to there. Does have a nice waist rotation, full 360 degrees. Teak hips, and it's the new style hips, so it's actually a bull peg going into the leg rather than the DCUC kind of hinge hips, which is really great. So his legs can go forward from a Spartan kick from this leg all the way back, this leg all the way forward of that. And as I saw earlier, split kick of, well, that. Upper thigh rotation, full 360 degrees. Mine's nice and tight. Double knees. So you can get a duck bend of that. And he can have an ankle point from there to there. Now this is my frustration. He does have ankle pivot where the peg is going basically towards the toes. But due to the sculpt of the actual ankle, he can only go from there to there. Similar as the Marvel Legends movie Ultron figure. They had the ankle pivot, but it was hindered by the sculpt. I personally think if you trimmed away just that tiny little bit there, same on the other side, it will go. I'm sure it could. Let's try this side. See, that's forcing it, and I don't like it. So I'm not going to do that. I forgot to show his thrusters also will rotate from there. You can actually put him backwards if you really want, to there. So basically either side of the shoulder. And as the late Mr. Glenn Webb used to say, this is the furthest possible split you can do with both feet firmly on the ground. Which is absolutely shocking, because he should be able to really utilise those splits. Okay, size comparison. Black Manta stands to the top of his dome, 6 3/4 inches tall, which is just over 17 centimeters. Here we have Black Manta standing with the Justice League from the Justice League movie. Does look really well and does fit in with the right height. I honestly thought this guy would be taller, but no, he actually fits in perfectly. And of course we have Aquaman, his nemesis, Wonder Woman, Superman, Batman, Cyborg, and then the Flash. And here we have him with some other DC villains from the Marvel Extended Universe. We have got Ares, General Zod, Joker in his silver jacket, Lex Luthor from Batman vs Superman. Now, I'm inclined the Nightmare Creature because to me, this is Man-Bat. Come on, it's Man-Bat. And then a basic Parademon, not a DC Multiverse Parademon. And then the Collect and Connect Steppenwolf. Couldn't figure his name for a sec there. Okay, so, final thoughts. Would I recommend this figure? Honestly, yeah. I think Mattel have absolutely stepped it up on here. I think this is a great step forward in the right direction. They've improved all articulation. They've done great work with sculpt. They've done some great paint-ups on it. I know, obviously, it's a simple figure, and it's not like gone crazy with paint-ups, but what they have done, they've done it well. So they've definitely stepped up their game when it comes to figures. If they keep going like this, I'm going to start collecting DC Multiverse, like all of them. Which means I probably have to start with, what, the Clayface wave? I think it's when they first started introducing this new stuff. We'll see. But yeah, I definitely would strongly recommend this figure to anyone who's a fan of the character and who has seen the Aquaman movie. Or even if you just want a good solid Black Manta figure to go with any collection, this is a solid Black Manta figure. So anyway guys, that is my review. You never know what you think about this figure. Do you think it's worthwhile picking up? Do the hips bother you? Does the hoses bother you? Do you just hate the look for this character? Honestly, loved it. Like I said, loved the movie. I thought it's absolutely brilliant. It's become, like I said, I think it is my favourite superhero movie. I don't know, I just really, really enjoyed it. And I love how they represented him in that movie and how you saw his character develop and how it became the true nemesis of Aquaman. All in all, solid character, solid figure, solid film. But let me know what you think. Do you disagree with me completely? Do you think I'm talking out of my posterior? Do you think... Do you think this is rubbish figure? Do you think it was a rubbish movie? I'd love to hear from you guys. But like I said, anyway guys, that is my review. I hope you did enjoy this one. Please stay tuned for the next figure in the wave, which will be Orm, the Ocean Master. And I'm going to catch you in that next video. See ya!